Here's what happened round 4 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Portugal in Agata. MX2 race 1, Mikkel Harp around the outside for his first ever foxhole shot. But Guadagnini launched himself into the lead and then down the track by the time we reached turn 2. Harp led, Adamo was in second. Vialle, though, was quickly into third with this pass on Jago Geerts halfway around the first lap. Horgmo just behind him in 5th place. Vialle then found his way into second as he moved around the outside of Adamo. Jago Geerts went out of 4th position. He picked himself up from 22nd. He would finish inside the top 10. Meanwhile, Tom Vialle, capitalizing on the Belgian's misfortune, carved his way into the lead with that move on Harp as Kai de Wolf found his way from 5th and then 4th and then 3rd with this move 4 laps to go on Conrad Muse. Jago Geerts found his way past Sido to move into 9th with a couple of laps to go. Vital points in the championship. But it was Tom Vialle who was victorious from the hard-charging Mikkel Harp and Kai de Wolf in race 1. MX2 race 2, this time it was the other Kawasaki, number 24 of Kevin Horgmo, that grabbed his first foxhole shot. He reached the top of the hill, closely followed by Isaac Gifting, Jago Geerts. Vialle was buried in about 6th position, but he wasted no time carving his way through. This corner here, he nudged up the inside of Adamo and Geerts to move into 4th, and then Harp in the next turn to move into 3rd place. He then capitalized on that mistake from Isaac Gifting to move into 2nd, and then he set about Kevin Horgmo. Meanwhile, Jago Geerts, championship leader, also found his way past Isaac Gifting to move into 3rd, as Tom Vialle eased by Kevin Horgmo on lap 8 to take over the lead. A couple of laps later, Jago Geerts found himself into 2nd place as he moved past Horgmo. Horgmo would go on to finish 3rd, his best finish in the race so far in the season. But it was Jago Geerts who sided his way at the halfway point to take over the lead, as Guadagnini found his way into 5th with that move on Kai de Wolf. Jago Geerts won the race, Tom Vialle 2nd, Horgmo 3rd, Harp 4th, Guadagnini 5th. But it was the overall Grand Prix victory for Tom Vialle for the 16th time this year, with a 1st and a 2nd here in Portugal. Mikkel Harp was 2nd overall with a 2nd and a 4th, back-to-back podiums for him. 3rd overall for Jago Geerts, 9th and a 1st. But Jago Geerts continues to lead the championship over Tom Vialle by 16 points. Harp now up to 3rd, Langenfelder down to 4th, Adamo still there in 5th. But win number 16 for Tom Vialle. Geerts, though, continues to lead as we head to round 5.
So I'm happy to win the GP because it was tough. You know, I didn't expect this yesterday night. I had 2 okay start, and then I was leading both motos, second moto. I was a little bit a mix, but Jago was riding also good, so he passed me, and then I tried to follow, but he was pretty fast. So no, I just saved the 2nd place for the 2nd moto, and 2nd GP win is always nice.
MXGP race 1, Jorge Prado thought he was over the foxhole shot line, but around the outside, it was Henry Jacobi for the 3rd black plate of the season. Prado did lead, though, going into turn 2, closely followed by Koldenoff, Bogus, Siwa, Jacobi, and Verlandren. Verlandren got quickly shuffled back, though, and would eventually have to work his way back to 8th. Brian Bogus made this move on Koldenoff to become the top Dutch rider, but into 2nd place, crucially for him, with that move on Koldenoff. Geiser found his way past Jonas, and then Jeremy Siwa to move into 4th place. He then went after Siwa's teammate. Koldenoff then pushed back to 4th as Geiser moved into 3rd. Maxime Renault fell, though, from 7th place. He eventually came home in 11th, a tough day for the reigning MX2 world champion. Ruben Fernandez carved his way past Paul Jonas in the latter stages of the race to move into 6th place, but Prado was victorious in race 1 from Bogus and Geiser. MXGP race 2 and the decider for the Grand Prix. Jorge Prado, this time decisive over the line for his 4th foxhole shot of the campaign. Geiser a better start in 2nd, Jonas 3rd, but he got bumped wide as Jacobi and Koldenhoff were alongside him, dropping downhill for the first time. Late on in the race, Calvin Valandren eased by Ruben Fernandez as he charged his way to an eventual 6th place. But watch this move from Geiser, a couple of bike lengths back, and then from nothing, sided his way past Jorge Prado to take over the lead on lap 7 of 19. From there, Geiser was in control. Fernandez at the inside of Jed Beaton, mid-part of the race, to move into 8th place. And then, almost as quick as he'd been passed, Alberto Ferrato also found his way through, as, once again, Maxime Renault sampled the dirt here. He eventually came home in 11th place. Koldenhoff got himself on the podium with that pass on Paul Jonas, but Bogas found his way past his teammate around the outside that got him back on the podium for 3rd overall. Tim Geiser won the race from Jorge Prado, Glenn Koldenhoff, Bogas and Jonas. But it was Jorge Prado with a 1st and a 2nd who crossed the line to take his 36th career victory. Geiser 2nd overall with a 3rd and a 1st. Bogas on the podium for the first time in MXGP with a 2nd and a 4th. And in the championship, Tim Geiser extends his championship lead over the now 2nd place rider, Jorge Prado. That gap 21 points. Renault another 21 further back. Seward and Koldenhoff rounding out the top 5. Geiser maintains the championship lead as we head to round 5.
Yeah, second one I got the whole shot and I got the whole team for a couple of minutes, but it was tough. You know, he was running very well. At the end of the moto, I kind of lost a little bit the gap and I didn't ride so smooth. So I'm not super happy about the riding, but okay, I got overall, so super pumped.